As the war between Israel and the militant group Hamas continues, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is heading back to Israel on Friday, after 2 stops there just days after the October 7th massacre of Israeli civilians by the militant group Hamas. At the State Department Wednesday, Deputy Spokesperson Matthew Miller was asked about Blinken's primary objectives for the trip.
Secretary Blinken will travel to Israel and Jordan on Friday. The Secretary will meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu and other leaders of the Israeli government to receive an update on their military objectives and their plans for meeting those objectives. He will reiterate U.S. support for Israel's right to defend itself in accordance with international humanitarian law and discuss the need to take all precautions to minimize civilian casualties, as well as our work to deliver humanitarian assistance.
Asked if Blinken would visit Turkey this time, Miller said the only 2 confirmed stops were Israel and Jordan. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has joined other countries in the Middle East in condemning Israel for its strikes on Gaza. Erdogan spoke at a massive pro-Palestinian protest Saturday in Istanbul, saying Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is a terrorist, but the militant group Hamas is not. The United States and some other Western countries have designated Hamas a terrorist group. Retired U.S. Army Colonel Rich Outzen of the Atlantic Council told VOA the Biden administration has been careful not to provoke America's strategic NATO ally in Ankara, but has also not been eager to embrace Erdogan.
There is a disinclination to be associated with Erdogan and with his team. So pictures of high-level meetings between the two, or this, a secretary-level visit, if Secretary Blinken goes, or presidential phone calls. These are all things that the Biden administration has very carefully metered out.
International concerns are mounting over Palestinian civilian casualties. Outzen said Blinken will do what the U.S. has historically done in similar situations in the past: support Israel, but urge it to wrap up its security operations in Gaza as quickly as possible to minimize civilian deaths.
So I think that Blinken's main regional goal will be to ensure that everyone is ready to exercise diplomatic and, if necessary, military deterrent measures to keep Lebanese Hezbollah, the Syrians, or any other actor, the Iranians directly, the forces in Yemen, the Houthis that are aligned with Iran, from escalating this into a regional conflict.
Iran's foreign minister visited his counterpart in Turkey on Wednesday, and the 2 top diplomats said they shared concerns about the possible spread of the Israel-Hamas war to Syria and the rest of the Middle East. Turkey is pushing for an immediate ceasefire, which Israel has rejected. Cindy Sain, VOA News.